We have a lot more to get to, including explosive allegations first reported by NBC News being made against rap icon Jay-Z. A new civil lawsuit accuses him of raping a 13-year-old girl with Sean Diddy Combs at a house party more than 2 decades ago. Claims both men deny. NBC's senior legal correspondent Laura Jarrett's here with more. Hey, Laura, good morning.
Hey, Hoda, good morning to you. Ever since Combs was indicted by federal prosecutors last fall, these parties he was known for hosting and what celebrities may have attended has been the subject of intense scrutiny. But the blast radius around the star had been relatively contained until now.
This morning, disturbing new claims against music icon Jay-Z. A civil lawsuit detailing sexual assault, originally brought against his longtime friend Sean Diddy Combs, now adding new allegations against the rapper whose real name is Sean Carter. Claims both men deny. The anonymous woman, who was 13 at the time, described in the lawsuit as being drugged and raped at an MTV VMAs after party she says Combs hosted in 2000. According to the suit, she recalls accepting a drink from a waitress that made her feel woozy and lightheaded before she says she was raped by Jay-Z and then Combs in a bedroom as an unnamed female celebrity watched. Jay-Z swiftly issuing a statement Sunday calling the claims heinous and accusing the woman's attorney of trying to blackmail him, suggesting the attorney had tried to seek a settlement first, adding, quote, "I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. My heart and support goes out to the true victims in the world." The billionaire, who is married to megastar Beyonce, saying he is heartbroken. The couple will have to explain the, quote, cruelty and greed of people to their children. Combs, too, has denied any allegations of sexual assault. Earlier this fall, the plaintiff's attorney, Tony Busby, a personal injury lawyer in Texas, held a press conference after Combs was indicted on federal sex trafficking charges, suggesting more fallout would follow.
I expect that through this process, many powerful people will be exposed.
Combs pleaded not guilty to the charges and continues to deny the allegations Busby has made against him in a string of civil lawsuits, which Combs' attorneys have dismissed as shameless publicity stunts. But this marks the first suit publicly naming another high-profile celebrity.
Now, in a statement posted online, Busby, the lawyer, acknowledged sending Jay-Z a letter prior to filing this complaint, prior to this whole thing, seeking a confidential mediation, but says his client never demanded a penny from Jay-Z. At the time, she is now seeking an unspecified amount in damages, guys.
All right, Laura, thank you.
Yep.
Crazy times we're living in right now. Let's start from the top really quickly here. Do I believe Jay-Z did this? It's possible, and I say that as somebody who grew up a big Jay-Z fan when I was younger, loved his music. Well, the funny thing is I actually hated Jay-Z's music at first, and then a friend of mine gave me a Jay-Z CD for free. Back when you used to burn CDs and sell them at school. You probably don't know about that, but and then he gave me the Blueprint 2, I believe it was, the double disc, The Gift and the Curse. And I would just start playing that CD when I got in the shower, when I would be doing stuff, playing sports, whatever. And then I became the hugest Jay-Z fan, or as Trump would say, huge. So even though I've been a big Jay-Z fan in my youth, I don't really listen to him as much now. I don't really listen to a lot of these artists now, to be honest with you. This girl claims that she was 13 years old when it happened in the year 2000. Let's go down and read a little bit here. Carter called the allegations idiotic in a lengthy statement Sunday evening and alleged that Busby was engaged in unprofessional behavior. These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. And would you not agree? Carter said in a statement to NBC News, these alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. A spokesman for the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York declined to comment on whether the office is pursuing the case, was shown NBC News report on the lawsuit. And guys, like I said before, this is one of those things where it doesn't help that Jay-Z has been known to hang out with Diddy over the years. They have known each other for a very long time. They both knew Biggie Smalls back in the 90s and worked with Biggie. And this is pretty interesting right here what Jay-Z said in response, though. I'm not going to lie. If I was accused of something like this is kind of how I would respond too, personally. But Jay-Z says, you have made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same.
You made a serious mistake. Not as serious as yours.
Carter added in his statement Sunday, "I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it at the projects of Brooklyn. We don't play these type of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children." Now, and I agree with that sentiment, whether he's lying or not. I still agree with those words that, hey, where I'm from, we did some things, but we had a code. All right, me and my friends, we don't stand by and watch a girl get our word. Okay, that ain't how we're cut at all. All right, so I don't know, anyway. The lawsuit claims that in 2000, when Jane Doe was 13, Combs and Carter arred her at a house party after the MTV Video Music Awards in New York. The lawsuit says that a friend dropped her off at the VMAs at Radio City Music Hall. She did not have a ticket, and she approached various limousine drivers to try to gain access to the show or an after party. One driver, the lawsuit says, told her that he worked for Combs and that she fit what Diddy was looking for, quote unquote. He invited her to a party after the show and told her to return to his car later in the evening after he transported Carter and Combs, the suit says. Later, the driver picked her up, the suit says, and after 20 minutes, they arrived at a white house with a U-shaped driveway. The lawsuit says she had to sign a document she believed was a non-disclosure agreement on arrival and did not receive a copy. To enter the party, which the suit says was filled with celebrities and people doing marijuana and cocaine, she was offered a drink that made her feel woozy, lightheaded, and felt like she needed to lie down, the suit says. And she went into a room to rest. Shortly afterward, the suit says Combs and Carter entered the room with Combs saying, "You are ready to party."
Because P Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did.
That's disgusting. That's when she alleges Carter removed her clothes, held her down, and arred her while Combs and an unnamed female celebrity watched. She says Combs also arred her as Carter and the woman looked on. The suit says that she was able to resist being forced to perform oral you-know-what on Combs by hitting him in the neck and that he stopped. After the alleged assault, the suit says she grabbed her clothes and left. She made her way to a gas station where she called her father, it says. The accuser is seeking unspecified damages. The lawsuit is filed under New York's Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Act. "My only heartbreak is for my family," Carter said in the statement. "My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake psychics will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me that, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable," Carter said. Wow. And so, let's be clear. If this isn't true, that this is also still really horrible to still do to Jay-Z and to his family. That's the part that I don't think people care about or think about because, he's a celebrity, he's rich, whatever. Yeah, he's Jay-Z, sure, he's rich, he's powerful in a lot of ways, but he's still a father, he's still a husband. Like his family still has to sit down and eat dinner and talk about these things just like you and I do. He's, and his daughter, who's I think Blue Ivy, is a teenager at this point or about to be a teenager. I'm sure she's obviously at the age where now she has to go to school and her friends are going to be talking about this. It's going to be the top thing. Now think about that. Whether this is true or not, it's pretty horrible for Blue Ivy, and to have to deal with this now. So if it is true, then hey, Blue Ivy has to bear the sins of her father in some ways. But if it's not true, it's pretty horrible. I will say this though. I think that from what I'm sensing here, it seems like this is one of those things where I don't think a lot of people are going to maybe get on board with or agree. Not just because people like Jay-Z. 25 years is a long time, guys. Let's just be honest about this, all right? We're entering into a new era now, all right? I think it feels like we're entering into a post-woke era, which means that I think it's going to be okay to start having certain conversations again in certain ways. Now, no, this is not victim blaming. This is just because this is being logical and pragmatic about every crime. I think that this is a situation where people are going to say 25 years. That's a long time to prove anything, right? Let alone something that, and another thing like Jay-Z said in his response, file a criminal suit. Why file a civil suit? right? If you can't prove a criminal suit, you probably can't prove a civil suit as what either, to be honest with you, after 25 years. I mean, the statute of limitations are different in certain cases, I know too, but it's going to be still pretty hard to prove this if it's true. My heart goes out to the victims, the true victims of this situation, meaning if Jay-Z's innocent, him and his family, his daughters. If Jay-Z's not innocent, then my heart does go out to this unnamed woman who was 13 at the time. I don't know where her parents were, but if we're going to go down this road of charging people for things like this, then we should look into charging her parents as well. You might say, well, that's horrible. She's already been through enough. You're going to try to charge her mom? Well, yeah, her mom is responsible for this too. Isn't that what you guys said with the shooter in Georgia? Remember, they charged his father, the school shooter, because his father got him the gun, and they said his father knew that his son was not all there. So my question becomes, who drops a 13-year-old girl off? A 13-year-old girl at Radio City Music Hall for a VMA's party, and your daughter didn't have a ticket? That is the most insane thing I've ever heard. And you think that there was no chance that something might happen to your daughter, if not by Jay-Z, some other rando crazy person on the street? That is severe. That's negligence, guys. I mean, that should be a thing if we're going to go down this road of charging people after 25 years. And, so I don't know. I'll stay up to date on this story, and I'll make another video about it if you guys want to. Let me know in the comments below. You think Jay-Z is innocent? You think he's guilty? You think this is a money play or what? Let me know. And I'm going to be really following along with this one in the comments. So until next time, thank you guys for watching. God bless. Please like and subscribe as well. Thanks.